A happy Monday morning to you. I am Dawna Krew, and this is Coffee Klatch with Dawna and the Krew, the Monday edition. So, how was your weekend? I hope it went well. Ours went really well, but as always, they're rather short. But so as I mentioned in my post, this today opens the window for the full moon, and this full moon is going to be in Aries. That means that there is a possibility for heated energies, for emotional energies, action. So how do we get through this with the most grace and ease possible? For starters, we need to be aware of the energies that we're entering into, and they are going to become stronger as the week progresses. So we have today and tomorrow, the full moon window is open, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are what I call the potent portal, and those are the days when we are going to feel the energies the strongest. And then Friday is part of the potent portal, and Saturday and Sunday they'll start waning. We'll still feel them, but they'll be waning. So awareness is the first step, knowing what is occurring. By knowing what is occurring, we can then feel into the energies more. We can be aware and act rather than react. So deep breaths, be aware of what's going on, be gentle with ourselves and others. When we withdraw our energy from what could become volatile, what could be heated and emotional, when we withdraw and observe, we're able to act rather than react, rather than have knee-jerk reactions. So being gentle with ourselves and others, especially right now, because, and I've been talking to a lot of people about this, it just seems that a lot of people are in reactive mode right now. They're more irritable than normal. And one of the things I came across on this subject, I followed Tanaz at Forever Conscious, and I'll put the link in the comments. But she was talking about this week in her video. She does a weekly energy forecast video, and she was talking about how globally we are finishing up a karmic cycle, and when we finish up karmic cycles, it gets bumpy. She equated it to being on an airplane, and coming to the end of our karmic cycle is landing, and there can be some anxiety associated. There can be some bumps, turbulence. Sometimes we don't always experience a smooth landing. And so she shared this and told us to be aware of that, aware that that's going on. And it could be accompanied with some bumpiness, especially given that this full moon is in Aries. And the full moon accentuates, that's not the word I'm looking for, it intensifies, that's it. It intensifies the energy. So people are already irritable, grumpy to start with, and it very well could intensify that energy. So be aware of it and be gentle with yourself and others. I just keep hearing that. Be gentle with yourself and others. And what other guidance? Archangel Chamuel would be a very good angel to work with right now to garner his assistance, because he is the archangel that oversees relationships, how we relate to one another, love, compassion, relationships, I already said that, relationships, and love, compassion, relationships, romance. So he would definitely be a good one to work with and kind of get in the flow and be gentle. And I had a card fall out. Just a minute. Okay, so the card that fell out, Zebra, balance. By merging varying points of view, you can generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So just finding balance with ourselves and others. Just flowing, being aware, compromising, not standing so stubbornly in our ego, but letting our hearts guide us. When we're able to get into the energy of our heart, we're able to get into a softer, kinder, gentler energy. When we're in the energy of ego, ego has to win. Ego has to not appear weak. Ego has to come out on top. Ego has to be right. Yes, I hear that. Ego has to be right at all times. But with our hearts, it's a kinder, gentler energy. We can flow, and it knows that there is that weakness is not being vulnerable. Being vulnerable is not a weakness. It is okay with vulnerability. It feels safe. It knows it's safe. Queen of Autumn, thoughtful, caring, creative, ingenious, the Belgian hare. You will be given advice that's both practical and creative, and it should be followed precisely. Focus only upon the positive in every situation or person. So we're being asked to make sure that we're looking at the positive in each situation this week. One of the messages that I received recently was, be aware of the intention of every action that we engage in, because it's our intention, the energy of our intention, that determines the outcome of the situation, of the action itself. Every morning when I put my bracelets on, one of the things that one of my friends reminded me of is to make sure that I set the intention of the energy as I'm putting it on. For instance, this could just be stones, but they're rose quartz stones. And so every morning when I put them on, I focus on love, compassion, romance, self-love, self-compassion. This one, I focus on the energy of health and healing and divine love. And this one, intuition, communication, divine communication, compassion, not compassion, but you get the idea. So I was reminded that, like I do this, each action I take can be infused by my intention if I'm aware of my intention. So, for instance, this reading, what is my intention for it? My intention is to connect with you. My intention is to share guidance and insights from my intuition, from spirit, from the angels. Why? So that you can use that information to better your life, to be aware of what's going on in your life, so that you too can focus your intention on your actions, so that the outcome of your actions is what you desire, rather than not being aware of your intention. For instance, doing something for someone else. Do you feel obligated to do it? If you feel obligated to do it, the energy might not be the energy that you would prefer. And so therefore, the outcome might not be what you're hoping for. So, setting the intention in every situation. Setting a positive intention for every situation. Focusing positive energy, especially this week when the emotions can become heated and drama can ensue and it can be volatile. It's especially these times when we need to be aware not only of the energy that is present, but the energy that we prefer to put into our actions to create what we desire. So, what else, other insights and guidance do the Krew have for us going into this week? Strength. The lion and lamb. True strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. You have tremendous personal power and courage. And our ego would prefer we didn't believe that. Our ego would prefer to convince us that it's malarkey. Malarkey. I don't usually use that word, but okay. That kindness, forgiveness, and compassion is viewed as weak by our ego. In truth, true strength is displayed through kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. And that is experienced by connecting with our hearts, getting a balance between our hearts and our heads. If we're too much in our hearts, then maybe we will be out of balance, and maybe things won't turn out the way we desire them to, or we get taken advantage of. If we're in our heads too much, we seek not to be ever taken advantage of, and we see it as somebody asking something of us could be being taken advantage of, and we look for demons around the corner, that sort of thing. But when we're in balance with our heart and our head, the lion lying with the lamb, when we're in balance, then we are able to be assertive without being aggressive, and we are able to act with more kindness, forgiveness, and compassion. And I am working on keeping these videos in more of a bite-sized proportion. So I am going to end this here, but I will be back on Wednesday for another reading. Thursday, I will be doing the full moon reading, and in addition, my friend Karen Dugan of Spirit of the Sands and I will be getting together Thursday night to do a reading for both our communities. So I'll be posting that on Friday. So I hope that you are well. I hope that you remain well. And until Wednesday, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.